What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Sport Jumbo. Today we're looking at 10 of the greatest NFL duos ever. At number 10, Daunte Culpepper and Randy Moss.
A better pass protection scheme this time. Daunte rolls out to the right. 5 seconds to go in the first half. Daunte fires deep to the left. Moss caught it at the 11, but now he look at this! Jamal Williams! Touchdown!
There's never been a quarterback-receiver pairing quite like Moss and Culpepper. They're the most physically intimidating duo the league has ever seen, standing 6'4" with a 4.25 second 40-yard dash speed. Moss is the scariest deep threat in NFL history, and at 6'4", 260 pounds, Culpepper was even more imposing. A QB and a tight end's body, just the pure stature of the two guys was incredible, says Titans tight ends coach Todd Downing. To watch them and what they could do on a football field, those guys were just incredible freaks of nature. At number 9, Tony Romo and Terrell Owens.
From a touchdown here, 2nd and goal at the 2. Throws to the end zone, touchdown to Terrell Owens. He has the hat trick.
Romo got his first chance at quarterback for the Cowboys 5 games into T.O.'s first season in Dallas, and the two wasted no time in tearing quarterbacks to shreds. In the final 11 games of the Cowboys' 2006 campaign, Owens hauled in 9 touchdown catches and racked up 903 yards, and the beginning of a beautiful partnership was born. Sherman recalls the play against the Eagles during the 2007 season in which the Cowboys dialed up what they called a 4-pump to Owens on a 3rd and 10. The concept featured Owens running a curl and go in the middle of the field and Romo giving an exaggerated shoulder fake to bait the defensive back. The safety from Philadelphia started driving on him, so he put his foot in the ground and went vertical, Sherman says. Tony just launched it and Terrell just walked it down. At number 8, Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen.
Than they did 1 year ago. And so I think 30 or more is the number for him. So, yeah, I think they're on the plus side of 29.
And keep in mind, Antonio Gates.
Allen and Rivers solidified their bond on a Monday night in 2013. Allen was a rookie at that time, and though he'd posted big numbers in the Chargers' previous 2 games, his TD catch against the Colts in Week 6 was different. On a 2nd and 9 early in the second quarter, Allen ran a deep route down the left sideline and was blanketed by 2 defensive backs. Rivers unleashed a throwaway. I was just like, wow, Allen says. The guts and the trust that he had on that one, I didn't think I was going to get to it. I didn't know why he was throwing the ball. The throw was ridiculous. At number 7, Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald.
Here's a little throwback to Warner going downfield for Fitzgerald. Covered by Dempsey. Fitzgerald makes the play for the touchdown.
It's still shocking to consider the state of Kurt Warner's career when he signed Tarzan in 2005. The former league MVP had been supplanted by Eli Manning as the Giants starter the previous year. Most of his offers that spring were to back up highly drafted QBs in places like Chicago and Detroit. It seemed like Warner's best days were well behind him, but during his 3 full seasons as the Cardinals starter, he and Fitzgerald developed into a potent combination. I think a special bond was created where Kurt came in with his pedigree, his experience level, his success, and his expertise, and his attention to details, his former Cardinals wide receivers coach and offensive coordinator Mike Miller. I think that was the perfect type of person and quarterback to be introduced to Larry at that point in his career. At number 6, Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
Swinging out. Stafford looking. See that arm strength. Open receiver. We're going to have a tie game. With the extra point.
It's not a stretch to say that the Lions' record-setting duo is the most gifted QB wide receiver combination of all time. Megatron's pre-draft numbers still don't make sense. At 6'5" and 239 pounds, Johnson ran a 4.35 in the 40 and recorded a 42.5-inch vertical leap. He might be the greatest pure athlete to ever grace an NFL field. During his practice as Lionheads coach, Jim Schwartz asked players to do some sprints, and Johnson was moving so fast, he created actual gusts of wind. He's flying by ya, and it's taken him 2 steps to cover 5 yards, says Downing, who also served as former Lions quarterback's coach. You're just blown away by his size. You could feel him go by you. Watching him on tape, it's still hard to reconcile how a man that big could travel at that speed. At number 5, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
Throwing on 1st down, and the pass is caught by Julio Jones. No, they got him going fast, didn't they?
Over the past decade, no duo in football has been more reliable than Ryan and Jones. Since 2014, Jones has tallied at least 83 catches and 1,394 yards each season. During that stretch, he's averaged a league-leading 102 yards per game. But what truly sets Jones apart is that he's so much more than a typical height, weight, speed receiver. One of the most unique things about him is that despite his body frame, he's the quickness of so-called prototype slot receivers, says Falcons QB coach Greg Knapp. His ability to get in and out of breaks at his size is uncanny. Using Jones in the slot not only helps the Falcons offense stay unpredictable, it has the opposite effect on defense. At number 4, Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson.
Fake the handoff. Rodgers time over the middle. Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson inside the 20. Touchdown, Green Bay.
When Aaron Rodgers thinks about his relationship with Jordy Nelson, two aspects stand out above the rest. One is how they could always find each other during the Packers' patented scramble drill, especially near the goal line. Whenever Rodgers would bounce around in the pocket or extend plays on the run, Nelson always seemed to know exactly where to be. In 2016, Nelson caught 9 touchdowns inside the 10-yard line. No other player in the league had more than 6. I had fellow quarterbacks and coaches in the offseason who asked, "Do you guys just call scramble drill?" Rodgers says, "Because that's basically what your red zone offense is. Find Jordy." For years, that's what it was. It was off-schedule plays where he'd make the right reaction and he'd make a play. At number 3, Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. Brees and Thomas haven't been together as long as the other duo is near the top of this list, but what they've accomplished in their relatively short time together is staggering. Along with breaking the single-season receptions record this year with 149 catches, Thomas has dwarfed nearly every other receiver's totals in his first 4 years in the league. His 5,512 career yards puts him 116 ahead of Randy Moss. With 470 receptions, Thomas is 70 more than any other player in that time frame. And maybe most weakest of all, Thomas has hauled in 78.1% of his career targets. No other qualified wide receiver is above 70.2%. At number 2, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
The fake, the Brady throw, back to the end zone, and the catch by the rookie, Rob Gronkowski for the touchdown.
By the start of his second training camp, it was clear that Gronk was ready to blossom from a situational weapon into a full-on force of nature. He caught 10 TDs from Brady as a rookie in 2010, but it wasn't until the following year that the beast we know as Gronk was born. In training camp that year, it was just kind of like, dang, this kid's really good, says Danny Woodhead, who played for the Patriots from 2010 to 2012. Some of the catches he made in practice, he'd be running a seam route, and maybe the ball is a little low, and he'd making a shoestring catch. The dude's 6'6", that's not normal. That doesn't happen. It's hard for a guy who's 5'8" to do that. And finally, at number 1, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison.
And Marvin busts it.
Drops the throw, the quick pass over the middle. Caught by Harrison, gone. Peyton Manning's first throw, a 48-yard touchdown.
The Colts' prolific duo did their best work around the turn of the century, but don't let time dull you to their accomplishments. Starting in Manning's second season, Harrison recorded at least 82 catches, 1,113 yards, and 10 TDs in 8 straight years. That ties Jerry Rice for the most seasons meeting those thresholds in league history. Only 25 receivers have ever hit those marks in at least 3 seasons. Those of us under the age of 35 probably best remember the Manning-Harrison duo during the back half of their careers when they got by with savvy route running ability and a little snot on the ball. But early in their time together, these two made up one of the best deep ball combos the league has ever seen. You might have a vision of Peyton throwing wobblers that had a little lollipop to them, says Bucs QB coach Clyde Christensen, who'd spent 10 years with Manning in Indianapolis. But that was a couple million throws into this thing. When I go back and watch tape, I sometimes wonder if that's the film. But I think, God, this is so fast. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sport Jumbo. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below which one is the best duo of all time. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and have a great day.